Hey, this is Andy Matthews with MeepleMountain.com. We're here at day 3 of Gen Con 50 at the Formal Ferret booth, and Gil is going to be talking about 2 of his new games. Take it away, Gil.
That's right. Hi, everyone. I have the Networks here. That's the game that a lot of people know. In this game, you're a TV network executive, and you're trying to get the most viewers over 5 seasons, starting with just a handful of cash and 3 really bad shows. So that's been really popular. Even though it came out last year, it's still selling really well this year. So super popular. And there's an expansion for that game coming out on September 5th. So I'm really excited about that.
And that's going to be Kickstarter, right?
That's going to be on Kickstarter September 5th. Sorry, when I say coming out, I mean hitting Kickstarter on September 5th. The actual release date will be in 2018.
Right.
I also have Wordsy. Wordsy is my new word game. That came out a couple of weeks ago. It's in stores now, and in this game, this is a rare word game where you can actually use long words. So it feels very different than other word games. Those 2 and 3 letter Scrabble words are useless in Wordsy, and I think that's part of the appeal. It's been selling very, very well. Did well at Origin, and it's doing well here.
That's well deserved. So
Thank you.
It's a great game.
Thank you very much.
Right. You have anything else to share with us? Anything coming up that maybe you can talk about?
I mean, right now it's all hands on deck for the Networks expansion. The executives. What that adds, if you're wondering, is it adds effectively variable player powers. So everybody is running their own, not only are they running their own network, they now have their own spin on the game. So if you're a streaming network, you no longer have time slots, and your shows are always considered to be in the right time slot. If you are like a public television network, now you can ask people for money by holding a telethon. But there's always downsides to these networks, so now if you're streaming, if you change genres within a time slot, you lose viewers. And if you're public television, you can't actually hold ads in your green room. So there's good things and bad things to every network, and what that means is your play style is going to be totally different every game. And that's something that's really going to extend the life of the game, and people are every time they go to it, they're going to play a totally different game.
Well, I love the thematic elements in the networks. Just every time we play it, any new players spend probably a good 5 or 10 minutes just looking through the deck and just chuckling, and then trying to figure out what's this one, and somebody else will chime in. Oh, it's this one, and everybody
they're like,
laughs.
oh yeah, of course.
It's so funny.
So there's actually a new deck of shows in the executives that replaces the old deck of shows, you know, the stars are still the same, but there's going to be hopefully more stars in the future.
So your games are very language dependent. Can you talk to us a minute about how you plan on localizing them for other languages?
Yeah, so folks who are curious, language dependent means there's a lot of, in my case, English on the cards and on the boards. And I do that because I feel like that makes a stronger connection with the players. But the downside is when you localize it to other countries, now there's more you need to change. You probably played a lot of games that are language independent, where you open up the board and there's no text, there's just icons here, icons there. For some games that works really well, but sometimes it means that the game has a very generic or even bland feel. So I like a language dependent approach, but it does make localization more difficult. So a few things I'm doing, like for example, for the German version of the Networks, my partners at Board and Dice, a Polish company, they're handling the German translation. So I've given them full license to rename the shows whatever they want. Like, I don't want it to just be a translation of this is what the show's name would be in German. I want them to be like, okay, this is a funny gag in German.
Yes.
And they're even going to change art for like a few of the cards to make it for the most untranslatable shows. Instead, they'll make it a local, like a German show that German players will recognize.
Right.
And it's going to be a lot more, it'll hit a lot harder for German fans of the game, which I think is the whole idea. I want them to be like, oh, this is hilarious. For Wordsy, I'm actually going to bring a German kit that will let you play Wordsy in German, and that's going to be interesting because it's a word game, and word games, they're always tricky to localize, right? Because you have to change the letter mix, and in Wordsy, since that rewards longer words, and German is a language that really favors longer words, I have to actually make a rule change, like an actual rule change to limit how many letters you can use in a word. So I've been testing that lately. That's been going really well, and so people at Essen who want to play Wordsy in German, they absolutely can once I get the kit ready for them.
Well, that sounds amazing. Well, again, thanks so much for all your support of Meeple Mountain. You were actually one of the first people that came on as our sponsor for game nights and some of our events. So that's really cool to meet you in person.
Awesome. I'm so glad. I'm delighted.
So for more information about the games that we talked about here and to read a review of the Networks and of Wordsy, check the description below. Thanks.